Hey, if you enter, go ahead and put a comment so I know you're here. I know it's a little late, but this has been on my heart. I got to get it out. I just paid $4.59 at the gas station. So, I mean, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about you. We got to talk about me. But this is crazy. Okay. So, I've been meaning to put this out. But yesterday, when I went to the gas station, I paid $4.59 a gallon. And I know it's not going down anytime soon. I just know in my heart. So, we really got to talk about this. Leave a comment so I know you're here. Let me know who you are. And then I'll start in a moment once I see some comments. Post a comment. Let me know that you're here, and then we'll start. Yeah, so if some of you guys can post some comments so I can see that everything's working, and then I'll go ahead and start. I don't see any comments posting. StreamYard's messy sometimes. Oh, okay. Hi, Lynn. How are you? Are you a retiree? Are you about to retire? Okay, good. All right. Thank you. All right, guys, let us talk. So I have a wide audience of people, but this talk, we're really just going to focus on people who are about to retire. However, even if you're not about to retire, you really got to listen to this because what's going on in this country is crazy and it's not letting up. Okay, good, Lynn. Okay. So if you guys have been watching, I've done my own predictions for 2022 and also for just the economic status in general. So if you look at my previous videos, basically, you know how there's usually a house goes up, house goes down, and there's like a crash. Well, we're not going to really experience a crash this time because we have multinational corporations purchasing these houses. So yeah, there's a ton of foreclosures coming on the market from Wells Fargo. Word on the street is, yeah, I get word on the streets. Yeah, that's coming. However, it's not that you're just going to be able to sweep it up because they're going to put it up for rent. And guess what? You're going to go with your mortgage and you're going to have BlackRock and Vanguard saying, I'll pay your asking price plus an extra $5,000 and I'll pay cash and we can close in 5 days. I'll waive the inspection. We're not going to have a crash that you're used to in the past. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to wait for the collapse of the housing market. Not going to happen. I have been doing housing work and purchasing properties all through the pandemic, and it is at an all-time high because these corporations are buying and paying cash. We're not going to get a housing collapse. Not only that, if you watch my other predictions, we're definitely looking at a multi-decade inflationary period. If you want to know what that looks like, look at Argentina over the last 25 years. I mean, it's crazy. They barter because the price of the dollar of their Argentinian pesos disappears so quick. They're like, it's not even worth doing anything in this dollar because it's not going to be worth what it was. I can't buy what it paid yesterday, so it's easier to just barter real things. So I'm not saying we're going to have to get to bartering. I'm just saying if you want to see what a multi-decade inflationary period is and how that looks and how your money runs out, like that's what we're going to do. So those are my predictions for housing. There's not going to be a collapse like there was in 2008. All that money that was from quantitative easing that went into the stock market, that is now, they took that money and they're buying properties. They're literally trying to buy America. They're trying to buy all of our farms. They're not hiding it. It's just the difference between those paying attention and those who aren't. So also remember, when you're buying real estate, you're literally like the last stand between these oligarchs and like regular people who get to own. You're literally, once it comes down, you're going to be a landowner. But then you're going to have to worry about them paying off different corrupt systems and getting your land. So that'll be a whole other fight. But we'll come to that when it happens. Right? So not look multi-decade inflation. We're not going to get a collapse like we're used to or that we've seen in our recent life or in the last 40, 60 years because multinationals are going to buy it up. So where does that leave you? So listen, inflation's bad. Okay. Every time I go to the store, I literally have to tell myself to stop complaining. I got to tell myself, I literally have to tell myself, Lisa, you need to stop complaining to these cashiers. They know it's expensive. You think you're the first person to tell this cashier this is expensive? I gotta stop myself. I do it so much. So even if you have income coming in, everyone is aware of inflation right now. Right now, if you want a new car, it's 6 to 8 months waiting list. So they literally have used cars of the same model that are worth $2,000 more than a new car because people need it today. Inflation is here, and it's not 2-3%. It's 20%. So I want to talk to you retirees out there. I'll do a side note for this question. What do you believe their goal is in buying all these things, farms and housing? Well, the thing is, it's who's buying. So Bill Gates, Vanguard, BlackRock, those other big multinational corporations, they're hand in hand with the banking cartel or banking system. So when they own all the land, I mean, honestly, and all the farmland, they get to call the shots. They get to call to say if we eat, if we don't eat, and if you don't do what they say, they can cut that spigot off. If they own all the land, the next part when that happens is, do they pay off all the politicians and local politicians? So if they want your property, well, they pretty much purchased everyone in the council and legislature, so they can get you out. And the farming and housing, the food is, I think, is more about control. They've made it very clear they want you to be beyond meat, right? I mean, they've made it very clear. They just did an article the other day about roach milk being more nutritious than mother's milk. Now, you can think this is a coincidence, but it's a psyop. All right. Now I'm getting into my conspiracy. Sorry, but you asked. But like all this baby formula, very specific baby formula comes out. And then they have these inflammatory news articles coming out because they own the news about roach milk being more nutritious than mother's milk. They're doing this very deliberately. They made it very clear they want you beyond meat with the Impossible Burger, anything burger, which honestly, if you don't make it, don't buy it from. There's a lot of stuff going on. But they're making it very clear, and I don't think it was a mistake that they had that roach milk is more nutritious than mother's milk, right when there's a baby shortage formula. All the things to be short, a baby shortage formula, and they're talking about all these alternative milks. It really is, like, at the end of the day, it's going to be about control, and the people who are in power are going to control the things that mean the most, which is food and housing. What is it? Hierarchy of needs. What is it? Alba? Who knows it? Is it who's the hierarchy of needs guy? I can't believe I forgot. Is it Abramov? Hierarchy of needs. Is it Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I mean, they were able to force people to do a medical intervention that they didn't want to do based off the money. Well, what happens when you take food and housing? They're going to control you. They can tell you to leave. They can tell you to jump. They can tell you to do whatever they want. And you're going to go, well, how high? Because you haven't prepared yourself. So that's what I truly think it's about. I like to say this 400-year experiment in America of freedom, they want it to be over. Well, goodness, great. So you just need to be very happy and lucky. There's a lot of people like me and others who are fighting against the system, and we're not just going silently into the night and letting them do whatever they want, and we're fighting back, as you've seen. Thank you, Miguel. Right. I can't believe I used to debate this and use it as one of my core values. So I feel a little bad that, like, I was in the forensics team. I feel bad that I forgot because I used to love it. Right. So that's truly, that's where I see the agenda is going. It's part of the Great Reset. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. Well, guess who will own everything? They will. But they also get to control you. They can control your housing. They can tell you if you don't do this, they can kick you out. And since they're the only landlords in town, which you're not going to be because you're going to own property and you are going to be an army and the foot soldier against this authoritarian takeover that they want. So you're also going to be a freedom fighter too. That's what they're going to be able to do. So that's what I truly believe it's for. But let's talk about this. So So, I've been complaining at the cash register. I don't need to complain, but I'm just like, I got twice as much for $1 less for these oat honey bars, right? Like, I know how much I pay for everything because I buy the same thing over and over again. So I've just been complaining at the cash register. I've been complaining, and I feel bad because I was like, how many people complained to her about how much money it costs? And she's like, girl, I know I can't afford it, so it's crazy. So, I saw it, I see it. I'm at the grocery store. People just like, oh man, it's tough, isn't it? And I wasn't complaining, but I was like, I understand what you're saying. So, I mean, it's getting to that point. So we all know what's happening. We all know what's going on, but it just hit me at the gas station the other day. I paid $4.59. I didn't realize it creeped up like that. And I posted this on my Facebook page, and I found out it's more than that in California. You poor, poor dear souls. And the reality is, it hit me. Okay. I have multiple streams of income coming in, right? And honestly, I'm creating more. And I'll talk about more about what I'm creating in my own life as well. But I know someone who's worked as hard as me for financial independence, it is tough out there for the rest of you guys. And I thought about my retirees. So I want to show you guys a couple of articles that I put together. And I'm just going to read basically the headlines. Right? So we are talking about retirees, my dear. Let me share my screen. Y'all, 1.5 million retirees have re-entered the workforce. They're returning as wages grow, concerned about the coronavirus fading and the cost of food and fuel increases. Okay. Really short article. We don't really need to go in depth. But the thing is, you didn't need this article to know this was taking place. You didn't need that article to know that's taking place. So for all my retirees out there, I'm going to say something. You have a choice and a decision to make. But at this moment, you can't duck your head in the sand. At this moment, you cannot go, we will wait for things to get better. You know exactly where this is going. It is not going back. Okay? So not only do we have to get used to $4.59 gas and a third less than what, 1.5 million is a lot. Paying 30% more for 25% less material. That's the norm now. And wages have not increased. Your retirement savings have not increased. In fact, what's going to happen to them? You already know what's going to happen to it. It's going to be eroded. And I'm talking specifically to this group because you don't have the luxury of just waiting it out or sticking your head in the sand. This is very serious, right? This is very extremely serious. There's more panhandlers out there. The food kitchen keeps running out of food. Okay, like this is as serious as you can get. And I just want to say to my retirees, you can't just sit on this unless you're going to be going back to work. But I do want to talk about real estate and cryptocurrency and how that has saved and protected me throughout all of this. And it can do the same for you. So I just want to show you. So with all these food increases, guess what else increased? Rents. So you're seeing 20 to 40% rent increases over the last 2 years. And all I'm saying is right now, putting the money into rental properties, that is a way to protect it because it's the one thing keeping up with the real inflation. Now, I am not a gentrifier. I'm not for kicking old people out and put them on the street. But when you get a house and it's empty and you're paying market rent, the house that you got, $800 for is now renting for $1,100. And the thing is, slowly there is going to be an increase in wages because I know even in my personal life, I used to pay this for house cleaning and this for lawnmower services. Now as I fire people and get new people, like it keeps going up. I'm like, how much do I got to pay for house cleaning now? Like, getting mad. So the wages are slowly starting to creep up, and it's going to because the new people entering the market are going to charge more. It's just like the truckers. The truckers they don't get paid for like driving their semi trucks back home. And so now they're just not going to make runs because, at these diesel prices, paying an extra $1,000 to get home versus, 600 or 700. It's just not doable. Like, it's really cutting into their profit. So all of this is taking place, but I just want to talk about real estate investing in rental properties because it is keeping up. So what I love about rental properties for someone who is retiring, because I work with about half the people I'm working with are retired or are about to retire. And this is what I like about it. It's the one-time purchase that you need maybe 10 to 15K. You can make anywhere from $400 to $2,000 in cash flow with that one investment. But the rents will keep up with inflation. So not only do you do something once and for the next 10, 20 years, you have that recurring income, the rents will keep up with inflation. It's sort of an amazing thing. So yeah, the condo that I had for like years in the last 2 years went from $700 to $950 in rent, right? So, all of a sudden the cash flow I'm getting is much higher, but my expenses are much higher, but it covers me, plus it still is profitable. So I am giving it to you. So the two things that I have the most experience with that has done the best by me is real estate investing, rental properties, and cryptocurrency investing. Cryptocurrency investing, if you look at the price of Bitcoin, if you look at they took a piece of wood, a pallet of wood, because like a pallet of wood, a 4x8 pallet of wood, not a pallet, but a what do you call it? I don't know why I can't think of these words. It's like the 4x8 big plywood, right? You used to get the cheap stuff for $20. Now it's like $45, right? And they took a price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and put it next to it. And consistently, you have 100x returns than any of these materials and goods that are experiencing this price increase. So I'm a personal fan of cryptocurrency. I'm not going to go too deep into it. But I will say, if you know how to do it and do it strategically, because I don't just do stuff, you got to do it with strategy and money and thought. If you do it strategically, it completely protects you. And then if you have $1 today versus $10 in crypto, and you could buy X with this crypto, a year from now, you can buy not only X, but more so. But the dollar, you'll probably need more dollars to buy the same carton of eggs. So you're definitely looking at the different aspects of cryptocurrency. But I just want to mention that. Now, I don't want to go too big into crypto, even though I love it. This is my real estate investing channel. So I'll just stick on the ease of rental property investing, because the rental properties we invest in, they're like $45, $50, $60, $75,000, working class neighborhoods. And I teach people how to be discerning about going in these neighborhoods and finding the best ones. But it's initial investment of that, plus all the cash flow that's keeping up with inflation. This is a no-brainer. So I don't care what you do. I don't care if you get a second job. I don't care if you start an online business. I don't care if you start doing Amazon, or you get a rental property, or you invest in crypto, or like me, I'm getting into crypto mining, which as soon as I get it up and running, I'll do workshops on for any of you guys if you want to learn how to do it too. All of those things, it doesn't matter what you do, but for the retirees out there, you do realize you do need income coming in, and you're either going to do it active income or passive income. So for the retirees out there that are listening, tell me what you're going to do, if anything, for the current inflationary period, because that fixed income for you guys especially, it's a killer. And then on top of that, do you really want to go back to work? You don't, right? Like someone young, there's an expectation. Listen, I'm supposed to work. That's what America has drummed into us. We're supposed to work. But for you guys have the money to get the rental properties. What are you waiting for? So yeah, if any retirees are out there listening, tell me how you guys are thinking of approaching, helping yourself with income. Because let me tell you something right now. All this stuff is going on, and guess what Lisa's doing? You've known me for a long time. What is Lisa doing with all this inflation? I'm writing a book on passive income with crypto, right? I just created another book. Actually, I'm publishing 2 more books that I already did. They don't have anything to do with crypto, but still. So that's 3 books that are being published. So 1 being written, 2 that are published, right? I just published 2 more books, and I'm starting a crypto mining farm, because I found you can pay $600 and make $60 a month in crypto after electricity costs, right? And you can deduct electricity costs. So being a crypto miner is pretty awesome, right? So I'm finding out all this stuff, but what am I doing? I just mentioned 6 streams of income. Now, I'm just like that. I just like making money, and I don't mind doing the work behind it, right? Even if it's new. But that's what I'm doing. So yeah, there's inflation, but I'm putting in the work and the physical effort and the physical creativity and powers of creation to bring in more. So yeah, I'm complaining, but I'm also making more income. What are you doing? Because at the end of the day, you need to make more money. And I'm saying this because everyone's complaining, but I need to hear less complaining and more. What are you doing to keep up? Okay, this is the world and system we live in. What else are you doing to bring money in? And I don't care if it's Lyft or Uber on the side, do it, right? So let me know what you guys are doing. And maybe this is go out to my non-retirees. Share with us what you're doing with this inflation, because you either need to make money moves or it's gonna be tough. My rent in NY went from $13.65 in December to $18.30 in February for new renters of the same unit type. Yeah, the market rent. So, I mean, I hope you stay in there for the rest of your life. Generally, if depending on the landlord, and I just posted about this in my Sub 30K mastermind group because I just found out the rents in one of my so I have retired couple who's on Social Security in one of my rentals, and I found out that the price of the rental like 10x, like crypto, and I also that rents went from like 900 to about 1,200. So I can get an extra $300 a month. And it was funny. I just talked about it in the group. They're an amazing couple, fixed income, retired, but they're great, right? And they're really settled. And they've been there for 8 years and they want to stay longer. And they keep my place up. And if I get a notice from the city, they will drop it off at my property manager's house. They are so cool, right? So I love them. But you know what I mean? Like I'm looking like, if I didn't have a concern, if I wasn't so intentional about going into working class communities and being aware that they don't have the wage increases to keep up with it, and I kicked them out or raised the rent like this guy had happen, where would you be? You know what I mean? What, you just gonna go to worse and worse neighborhoods? Is that the solution? Or is the solution to do a little bit of effort, in 5, 6, 7 weeks, be making 1,000 to 1,500 in cash flow? That will also keep up with inflation. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And when you get the appreciation, because I know my $25,000 house is worth $200,000 now, and everyone else I'm working with, we're seeing huge appreciation because, like I said, inflation is happening even in the housing market. So if you get in low, like this is, it's just a no-brainer. How are you creating more passive income? I mean, that's what I'm doing. The books, the crypto mining, and then when Bitcoin runs up again, I'm going to take some of the profit out and put it into more property. So waiting a couple years for that. Rental property, Airbnb. I love it. I love it. Round of applause. Thank you. Because, and what's funny, Miguel, tell me, because I know it's true, is the Airbnb market keeping up with, are the rates keeping up with inflation as well? Because I know rents are. Oh, yeah, we got it. Yeah, tell me, Miguel, are the Airbnb rents keeping up with? See, I'm telling you. So not everything that you put money in is going to keep up with inflation. Okay. Some things are, but then some things aren't. And so it's housing will always keep up with inflation. Cryptocurrency, which I'm not going into, that will keep up with inflation as well. But yeah, so anyone who is retired want to tell me what their concerns are or how they're looking at it? And like I said, this is spurred by a couple of things. It hitting my book, but just understanding, and then finding out that like I can get extra $300-$400 for my retired couple. I'm not going to kick them out; they're amazing. But I'm just like, not everybody has us. Not everybody's like Lisa. Not everyone's that intentional. They might be like, get up or shut up. There's a lag between the comp and okay, yeah, okay, I figured. I was like, yeah, Maslow. Yeah, so I just wanted to end with that, unless you had any other questions. But so if let's put the address in the mail. All right, so I want to hear less complaining about inflation from everyone. Less complaining because it's here. It's not going to stop. Okay, stop it. Stop it. I mean, stop it. This is our new normal. Okay, a new normal. $4.59 gas. Get a little box of little snack bars that used to be $2.50. Now it's $3.29, and the bars are littler, and you get less bars. That is the world we live in. Okay. Now, the question is, are you going to stop complaining, which I see all along my timeline, and it's annoying, or are you going to start making more cash and more streams of income coming in? I already told you what I'm doing. I'm writing more books, starting crypto mining farms, you know, going to invest in more real estate. But what are you doing, especially for my retirees? Because, man, they got you over the barrel right now. They really do. And I know y'all don't want to, and maybe y'all do want to go back to work. I don't know. I heard for some people that if you work your whole life and you retire, you get a little bored because you're used to working, especially the men. I know my dad, he stopped working for 2 weeks and then bought a bar. Like he needed to do something. But yeah, so I'm going to put a little link in the box. If anyone who's retired or even not retired, but you see where this world is going, honestly, this is for retirees to put a little like, hey, this is serious, but this is for everyone. You need to create passive income coming in. And honestly, it is just easier to do it with rental properties investing. But you can sign up to do a hot seat session if you want to talk to me for about 15, 20 minutes about what you're doing and what your plans and if they're feasible or not, to make the sort of income. And, you know, I'm looking at people I had a group coaching call today. I mean, we're looking at $1,000, $1,200, $1,400 in cash flow for like an investment that was less than $15,000 all in within 6 weeks. So, I mean, it's easy at this point for us because we have a good system and we've been doing this with people from all across the country. But I just need to hear less complaining, and I just need to hear more people doing the streams of income. Now, I prefer it being passive, especially for my retirees and for everyone else, because if it's active income, that just takes, I mean, real life already takes us from our family, our friends, our health. I prefer people doing passive because passive can be a lot easier than you want. Okay, so I'm preparing to invest in properties, vacant land, via tax sale auctions. Okay, good. That's more active income. I love passive because I think everything already takes you from your life and your well-being. So I'm going to always advocate and show you how to do passive income because once you learn it, it's easy to just repeat. You know, once you have one book, now I have like 3, right? 4. I'm making 3 more, right? So it's just easy, but like same with rental properties. But I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys except if you've been thinking about it, now's the time. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. If you have been thinking about it, now is the time. I don't say that lightly. I'm just sitting back looking like, what y'all gonna do? So you gonna wait for everything to go up and then get started? Because it's going to get to a point. So my clients can still find these houses in certain markets, but it's getting to the point where there's no returning to some markets because prices are outrageous. And you know, so there's always going to be some. I've been doing this for since 2013, and we were always able to find housing and markets. But it's just very interesting what's going on in the world. So if you have been thinking about doing this, I don't want to put a sense of urgency on it, but there is a little bit of urgency. And if you don't see where this is headed, I don't know. Like no one could show you. I mean, like no one could tell you anything at this point if you don't see where this country is headed and who it's going to be headed for. People like me are going to be fine. People like my clients are going to be fine because they're just going to get another rental property. And that's going to keep up with not only the appreciation, the house being 60, but now it's worth 120,000. Not only are they getting that they can tap into the equity with, but it's going to be the landowners who are experiencing this appreciation versus everyone else. Right? I don't say that lightly, but we're literally going back to like the early 1600s where landowners were the only ones that could vote. Landowners are the only ones who could afford to vote because they're not because they have food coming, they have money coming in, and they're free, and they're not invested in the system because they have their own sources of income. And we're really going to come to a place where if you're not a landowner, you just don't have the means to keep up with inflation. Your job's not going to do it. It's slowly rising, but it's very slow. And I only see the rise really with people who are self-employed. So I hire people who are self-employed. You see a slow increase there, but so yeah, that is what I'm seeing. And now's the time. All right, I will let you guys go. This is a little later than usual. I hope you enjoyed the brief talk. If you want to get in contact with me for real estate investing, I put a link so you can do a 20-minute call. You can call me. I'm really nice. Don't worry. So I think someone said that like, oh, can I call Lisa? Yeah, you can call me. I'm like I'm a coach. Like I talk to people. It's literally what I do. But not only that, I'm doing this crypto mining, and so I got 2 miners up. 3 more are going to come this week. When I get them up and running and learn how to do the ASIC and climb in and da 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 da, and get them running and rolling, I'm definitely going to start offering with private crypto coaching to help people set their own mining rigs up if that's what they'd like help with. But that's also a wonderful source of passive income in an asset that is keeping up with appreciation. Even if it goes low, it does net go high if you can have a 1-2 year period, 1, 2, or 3 year period of waiting to take profit. So I hope that helps to give you a little perspective. I just really love real estate, rental properties. Rental properties and cryptocurrencies, to me, they work so well together. They actually are interchangeable. One shoots up, take money, put it in real estate. It shoots down, you mine it with passive income. And then when it shoots up again, you take some more and put it in real estate. Then you mine for passive income. It just keeps going. And the way that I do it, I know how to completely live off my crypto because I have so I have 2 crypto debit cards. One, so you can get a crypto debit card. So literally it says top up. You can send your crypto from your private wallet to here, and then you could just select your card, pay with Litecoin because you just sent like 20 Litecoin, which is worth $2,000 to your wallet. And then you can just literally pay and live off of it. So it's not like, oh, if you get crypto, it's fake. No, like I live off of it. Like you can literally live off of it, buy things with it. And if you're more like me, I'm really into decentralization. So I hold my crypto in anonymous places, anonymous wallets that are self-custodial, meaning no KYC, no one knows I have it, no one knows what's going on, no one knows I'm associated with it, right? And so what I do with my money is completely private and anonymous, so they don't know what I'm doing, and that's how I like it. All right, love you guys. I'm gonna go on. You have not done a live in some time. I know. I have, like I told you, all those passive income streams I'm creating, they just take time. Like you don't just put a book out. You guys like my signs? I took this to the Bitcoin conference in April. So, it's just with all these other passive income streams, like doing these miners because I'm learning them for the first time. After dinner and putting my daughter to sleep, it's like a good 2-3 hours reading the manuals, reading the books, looking at the tutorials to learn it yourself, troubleshooting. Whew, I wish I could do more lives, but it is an interesting world, but I'm here now. Yeah, so I will let you guys go. If you guys want to speak, I put a link to if you want to talk about, especially if you're retired, but if you're not, how you're going to deal with inflation and start investing. And like I said, we take people all over the country, and $10,000-$15,000 is what they have saved, and we're able to get them anywhere from 400 to 1,500 in cash flow pretty much within 4, 5, or 6 weeks. So it's really easy for those who take the leap. And that's what I do. Oh, yeah, yeah. 2013. Yeah, YouTube is really censors people, but I do got to give it credit for like giving me a platform to just put my information out and being able to attract the people who can benefit from it. So, because before, honestly, can you imagine all the things I tell you? I was just telling my family, and they just look at me with blank faces because they just didn't have the vision. But when you go to YouTube, all of a sudden you can talk, and yeah, 100 people might ignore you, but there's 20 who hear what you said and implement it, and they let you know that it works, right? So I got to give it up to YouTube and social media for letting me put my thoughts out, because I swear to God, when you get excited about a new business or you have new strategies, you always tell the people closest to you, which is your family and friends, and they're never the ones interested in hearing what you have to say. They're never your tribe when it comes to making money. They just never are. Right. So it's sort of cool that I had this outlet to be able to find people who were just open and receptive and resonating with it. I'm good. Listen, I don't know what else to say. Okay. But if you are not bringing in extra income right now, what are you just going to complain for the rest of your life? Because I know I don't have time for it. You know what I mean? So I'm so glad to hear you say that. Who is Facebook user? I don't know your name, but hello. I think I know. Oh, someone found me on the internet. Yeah, no, definitely. Listen, no complaints. You got to do it. Like, yeah. What you say? What? Do it. Now, I prefer and teach passive income. I do prefer passive income because then that frees you up to spend more time with your family, with your friends, and your health, working out, taking care of your diet. All of those things take time and energy that your job, a full-time job or a second job might take from you. But eating which way it goes, like no complaints, just get it done right now because this is crazy. And I'm going to do this a year from now, and we're going to have to see where we all are. All right. Well, whoever you are, Facebook user, I miss you too. All right. Well, thank you guys. Have fun and give me a call if you want. We can talk about that. And if you want to talk about crypto, we talk about that as well. Get you guys portfolio set up if you've been having trouble. Because sometimes it's just nice in cryptocurrency to have someone to talk to and walk you through and ask questions of. It just really is. All right. Bye, guys. You're welcome, Miguel. And Jackie is going to say, before I get off, you are totally on point. I'm a retired Marine, and after serving 30 plus years, my investment property cash flow has nearly tripled my retirement pay. What? I'm telling you, this is easy money if you know what you're doing. Easy money if you know what you're doing. That I'm telling folks, it's not even hard at this point, right? Would you say it's sort of easy at this point? Once you learn it, it's a skill set. It's like, okay, let me repeat the process. Okay, let me make another book. Okay, let me do another minor. Okay, it's just a one-time thing. Absolutely. We look at them every day. I had 9 people on my coaching call today. All 9 found markets. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Duplexes, triplexes, 50K, 60K. Yes. Single families, 45, 40. Yes. Every day. And oh, thank you, Yvonne. You guys are the sweetest. Ooh, I love those little hearts. Thank you so much. All right. Love you guys. You guys take care. I'll try to do a few more lives. Definitely once every week or two. But like I said, busy making money. No inventory out there. So, and I'm trying to 1031. I know. Definitely you want to look at opportunity zones. Those are the places where you can at least invest in for 10 years. If you keep it for 10 years, you don't have to pay capital gains. Some of the markets we're looking at that are distressed are opportunity zones, and with my coaching clients, and we're taking that strategy into account, so we don't have to 1031 in order to avoid taxes. Very easy. I'm also mentoring coaches also of clients that are coming on board. Jackie, did I work with you? Because it's nice to see. Did I work with you? It's nice to see people work with me and then go up and teach other people. Because at the end of the day, it can't just be Lisa. It's all of us, right? All right. Bye. Have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow or